A few years ago, I was sitting in a quiet coffee shop on a rainy afternoon. There was a man in his late 50s at the table next to me. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, he had gray at his temples, calm eyes, and the kind of steady presence you only get after living through real things. Across from him sat a woman around his age. She was smiling, leaning in slightly, playing with the edge of her cup while he talked. Their conversation seemed simple at first: work, travel, family, ordinary topics. But then something shifted. She paused, looked at him carefully, and asked, "Do you spend a lot of time alone?" He laughed a little and said, "Yeah, I guess I do. I'm used to it. Keeps things simple." She nodded, but something in her expression changed. A few minutes later, she asked, "So, what are you looking for these days?" He shrugged. "Honestly, I don't know, just taking life as it comes." The energy dropped. It was subtle, but it was there. She leaned back. Her tone became lighter, more distant. Within 10 minutes, the moment was gone. They left separately. What stayed with me was this: he never realized that those two simple questions were not small talk. They were openings. She wasn't asking about his schedule. She was asking if there was room for her. She wasn't asking about plans. She was asking if his life had direction she could trust. He thought they were casual questions. She knew they were emotional steps. That moment taught me something powerful. Attraction doesn't always walk in wearing bright colors. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it hides inside ordinary words. And if you're not listening closely, you miss it completely. Especially as a mature man, the game is different. You're not being judged on charm or excitement. You're being felt for depth, steadiness, clarity. Women at this stage of life aren't looking for noise. They're looking for grounding. They don't ask for attention. They test for presence. Welcome to Pamela Talks, where we explore real human behavior, emotional intelligence, and the subtle psychology behind attraction. And today we're uncovering the quiet questions women ask when they're truly interested, especially in mature men who know their value. Have you ever seen how some women do not flirt in a loud or clear way? Instead, they quietly check your awareness, especially if you are a man over 50. At this stage of life, women act differently around you. They do not want to look needy or too available. So instead of being direct, they ask certain questions. Most men never notice this. A woman who feels attracted to an older man will almost always ask two very specific things. It is like a hidden message right in front of you. Before I share them, tap the like button and leave a comment if you have ever missed a woman's signal and understood it later. Your support helps this reach more men who truly need it. Many men over 50 think they are invisible to women, whether younger women or women their own age. But the truth is very different. Mature men can be more attractive than ever when they understand how women think. The real problem is not women. It is misunderstanding. It is going through life believing she was just being friendly when she was actually opening a door for you. Women rarely show interest in an obvious way. They test your emotional calm, your presence, and your ability to notice small details. Feminine psychology works quietly and indirectly. When a woman starts to see you as someone she could trust emotionally, physically, and deeply, her energy changes and her curiosity becomes more focused. Her conversation slowly moves from simple talk to meaningful interest. She begins asking questions, and each one is meant to reveal three things. She wants to see your strength as a man, whether you are secure or insecure, your emotional and practical openness, and your awareness, meaning if you can recognize real interest when it appears. This is when the two important questions show up. To understand why they matter, you need to understand the psychology behind them. Many men over 50 expect clear signals because they grew up in a time when people spoke more directly. But women today, even mature women, express attraction in a softer and less direct way. They do not say they are attracted or that they want to get closer. Instead, they explore and feel first. Women often ask careful questions to see if you are a man they can move toward without risking rejection. There is a quiet fear, especially with older men. If she shows interest too clearly, she worries he will see her as needy or desperate. So she hides her attraction inside curiosity. She places it inside questions that seem harmless to a man who is not paying attention. If you miss them, she usually will not repeat the invitation. Women rarely give the same emotional opening twice. Their psychology is layered and subtle, and their questions carry deeper meaning. Women use questions the way men use actions. When a man is interested, he offers help, direction, protection, or support. When a woman is interested, she asks a question that gently hints at closeness. Many questions may come up in daily life, but only two appear again and again when she is carefully exploring intimacy with a mature man. I will share them shortly. First, understand this. She is not asking to invade your life. She is asking because she wants to feel your emotional warmth. She wants to sense if you are calm, steady, and open to her energy. She wants to know if you stand confidently in your masculinity or hide behind politeness. These questions are not about gathering information. They are about connection. They create a small emotional pull between you and her. Think of them as bridges she gently places to see if you step forward with presence. When you do, something shifts inside her both mentally and physically. Most men answer these questions on the surface, but a wiser and grounded man hears what is beneath her words. When she asks them, she is not collecting facts. She is checking alignment and awareness. She wants to know if you are the kind of man who notices what lies under the surface and responds with calm strength. When a woman feels drawn to you, she does not need you to show off money, power, or big stories. She needs to feel that you are present, aware, and emotionally steady. These two questions matter because they are not random curiosity. They are quiet invitations. The first question she asks a man she desires is meant to reveal one thing: your availability. Not your schedule, but your heart. She wants to feel if your life has emotional space for her. This is not a practical question. It is psychological. It is her way of asking if you are open or closed and if she can move closer without feeling rejected. Women do not like wasting emotional energy, so they test for openness before showing deeper interest. This first question is like a man leaning slightly closer to see if a woman leans in or steps back. But most men miss it because they think she is just talking casually. The second question she asks when she wants intimacy is about your direction. Not your job title or career plans, but your inner direction. She wants to know if your life has purpose, movement, and masculine stability. Women do not open to men who drift without direction. They open to men who are grounded and sure of who they are. This question helps her feel if you are emotionally alive and stable. She wants to sense safety in your presence. She wonders if you have clear boundaries or if you are simply floating through life. The second question is not about small details. It is about your core identity. When she asks it, she may already be imagining what it would feel like to be close to you. A woman may feel physical attraction at first, but she only moves closer when she truly desires your presence and feels secure around your energy. This question becomes her doorway to sense who you really are. These questions matter even more for men over 50. At this point in life, many women assume you have already lived most of your emotional story. Because of that, they hesitate to step into your world unless they feel they will truly matter. These two questions, soft and simple and almost unseen, are her way of checking if there is space for her and if the man she feels drawn to is living with purpose or simply passing time. You may ignore compliments and miss body language, but if you miss these two questions, you miss the moment she opens a door. Once that door closes, most women do not open it again. When a woman wants real intimacy with an older man, not just friendly talk, but true emotional and physical closeness, she tests the bond with two clear questions. These questions show up across cultures and backgrounds because they come from feminine psychology. The first question is, do you spend a lot of time alone? It sounds simple, but it is not. It is her way of asking if there is room for her in your world. She wants to know if you are open or emotionally shut down, available or stuck in habits. Women ask it in different ways. Do you usually go out by yourself? Do you keep to yourself most of the time? You seem to enjoy being alone, is that right? Are you seeing someone or just focusing on your own life lately? This question is not about loneliness. It is about access. A woman asks it only after she has pictured herself somewhere in your life. She wants to know if you are emotionally welcoming or unavailable. If she felt nothing, she would not care how you spend your time. But if she feels drawn to your calm and stability, she wants to know if she can step into your world naturally. Most men answer this in a very literal way. Yes, I am alone often. Not really. It depends. But a grounded man understands what she is truly asking. She is checking your openness and testing your availability. She wants to see if closeness with you is possible, to answer in a way that builds attraction, stay calm and steady, never needy. You might say, I enjoy my space, but I am open to good company. Or I value my routines, but I am open to someone who brings something meaningful. This shows openness without desperation and gently suggests she could have a place in your life. Even if a woman does not fully understand why she is asking them, the instinct is still there. Imagine a real moment. You are talking with a woman at a cafe, a bookstore, a friend's house, or online. The talk feels easy. There is comfort and a soft tension. She laughs a little more than usual. She touches her hair and looks at you with warmth. Then she asks, do you spend a lot of time alone? This is her first emotional step toward you. She is opening the door slightly. If you answer with calm confidence, she feels encouraged. If you react with confusion or emotional distance, the energy drops fast. Later, maybe minutes or days after, she asks what you are looking for these days. This is her second step. This is when she decides if she should move closer or pull back. If you answer with clarity, she feels hope and possibility. If you answer with uncertainty, she slowly retreats. Many men think these moments are random, but they are not. They are emotional checkpoints. Women almost never ask these two questions to a man they feel nothing for. They ask only when there is interest. Remember this clearly. A woman who wants intimacy will not say it directly or push herself toward you. Instead, she asks if you are emotionally open and if you have direction. These questions are not about your plans, they are about your energy. When you recognize them, you step into the moment with awareness. When you miss them, the moment fades quietly. Women rarely repeat the same emotional invitation twice. When they open a door, it usually happens once. If you remember one thing, remember this. A woman does not test your words. She tests your presence. When you learn to see the question she uses to show attraction, you stop guessing if she is interested in you. Before you leave, support this channel. Comment the phrase "I see the signs below" to show you understood and are ready to use it. Your support helps this message reach more men who need it. Women communicate attraction in subtle and emotional ways, often invisible to men who expect clear signals. This is even more important for mature men because women see older men differently. They expect more depth, more emotional presence, and more clarity. A younger man can be unsure and still be seen as learning, but a man over 50 is viewed differently. Women assume he has lived enough life to know who he is and what he wants. That is why their interest appears through emotional signals instead of obvious moves. When a woman asks about your openness or direction, she is not just asking questions. She is trying to feel your emotional world. She wants to know if moving closer will feel safe and meaningful. This connects with how women experience special times like Christmas. Christmas is not about what you give. It is about how deeply you see her and how fully you show up. Christmas is not only about gifts or lights. It is about presence and connection. For many women, the holiday brings strong emotions. Memories and hopes mix together, creating a space that feels beautiful and sensitive. If you want to touch her heart during Christmas, it is not about money or big gestures. It comes down to three simple things that show care and closeness. The first is deep listening. Not just hearing her words, but feeling the emotion behind them. When she talks about her past, her dreams, or her worries, she is opening her inner world. Your role is not to fix or judge. Your role is to stay present and show that her feelings matter. When you listen fully, she feels valued. That creates emotional safety, which builds attraction. The second is emotional presence. Be mentally and emotionally there, not distracted by your phone or other thoughts. When you are with her, truly be with her. Look into her eyes and let your body language show you care. This silent message is powerful. It tells her she matters in that moment. The third is intention. Let your actions feel thoughtful, not random. A simple morning message, a warm hug, or a kind compliment can mean more than an expensive gift. Women feel loved when they sense intention. It shows you notice her and think about her. When you combine deep listening, emotional presence, and clear intention, you create an experience she remembers. She remembers the feeling you created inside her. This is the same energy she looks for when she asks those two questions. She wants to feel your inner world and your direction. So when a woman asks if you spend a lot of time alone or what you are looking for, do not answer without awareness. Pause and understand the moment. She is asking if you are emotionally available and if you have direction. She is asking if she can trust you with her heart. When you answer with calm clarity, you stand out. You become attractive because of the energy behind your words. You show that you are grounded and sure of who you are. Women are drawn to men who feel solid inside, men with purpose, even if that purpose is still growing. You do not need all the answers, you only need direction. So, as we come to the end of this, I want you to remember something simple. Attraction at this stage of life is quiet, it is thoughtful, it is intentional. Women are not looking for flashy words or dramatic moves. They are looking for emotional steadiness. They are looking for clarity. They are looking for a man who knows who he is and where he is going. When she asks if you spend a lot of time alone, she is not making small talk. She is gently checking if there is space for her in your world. When she asks what you are looking for these days, she is not being curious for fun. She is trying to understand your direction. She wants to feel if walking beside you would feel safe, meaningful, and real. These moments are subtle, but they matter. Most men miss them because they answer on the surface. But the man who pauses, who listens beneath the words, who responds with calm confidence and quiet clarity, that man stands out without trying. You do not need to impress. You do not need to chase. You do not need to pretend to have everything figured out. You only need to be grounded, emotionally open, and clear about your direction. That alone creates attraction in a powerful and natural way. Because in the end, women are not testing your lines. They are feeling your presence. And when your presence feels steady, intentional, and alive, the door does not just open slightly, it stays open. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon on Pamela Talks, and drop the word aware in the comments to show you notice the signs and are ready to step forward with confidence.